What if taking care of yourself actually helped you show up better for everyone else? I'm Janet Jacks, Coach Janet J, and this is your next best step. This podcast is about real doable shifts that help you breathe easier and move forward one step at a time. If you've been carrying the weight of too much for too long and waiting for things to calm down before you start caring for yourself, this is your sign. The time is now. Let's begin where you are. You were made for more than just surviving. Be honest. How much time did you spend this week scrolling through other people's highlight reels? The friend who meal prepped for the entire month while you ate cereal for dinner 3 nights in a row. The woman from church who's up at 5 a.m. for prayer and exercise while you hit the snooze 6 times. That Instagram account showing someone's organized pantry, morning routine, and perfectly clean house while you're searching for the least wrinkled shirt in the laundry basket. And with every scroll, you feel a little worse about yourself. Theodore Roosevelt said, "Comparison is the thief of joy." But I think it's a little worse than that. Comparison is the thief of progress, because when you're constantly measuring yourself against everyone else, you're not running your race. You're trying to run theirs. Here's what comparison does to your brain. It takes your real, imperfect, in progress life and compares it to someone else's curated highlight reel, filtered life. You're comparing your behind the scenes to their final cut, your rough draft to their published book, your messy middle to their victory lap. And your brain doesn't know the difference. It just sees they're doing better. I'm failing. Here's the truth. You have no idea what's actually happening in their life. That friend who seems to have it all together, she might be crying in her car between errands. That woman with the perfect morning routine, she might be avoiding deeper issues by filling every minute with productivity. The influencer with the organized pantry, that's her job. And there's probably takeout boxes on her counter just out of the frame. Research from Stanford psychologist Dr. Albert Bandura shows that social comparison is one of the primary sources of low self-efficacy. That's your belief in your ability to succeed. When you constantly measure yourself against others, your brain literally decreases confidence in your own capabilities by up to 40%. And a University of Houston study found that the more time people spend comparing themselves to others on social media, the more likely they are to experience symptoms of depression and anxiety. Not just feeling bad, actual clinical symptoms. Your comparison habit isn't just stealing your joy, it's actually undermining your ability to make progress. In Galatians 6, 4-5, Paul says something revolutionary. Each one should test their own actions. Then they can take pride in themselves alone without comparing themselves to someone else. For each one should carry their own load. Did you catch that? Test your own actions, not compared to others, just yours. You're not called to run their race. You're called to run yours. God gave you your body, your mind, your circumstances, your season, your challenges, your strengths. And he's asking, what are you doing with what I gave you? Not what is she doing? Not why isn't yours like hers? What are you doing with yours? I see this all the time with clients. They don't start something because they've already decided they can't do it as well as someone else. They won't attempt a healthier lifestyle because they can't do it perfectly, like that person they follow online. They won't try a new practice because they have already convinced themselves it won't work for them like it did for their friend. So they do nothing. They stay stuck. Not because they can't make progress, because they're too busy watching everyone else's progress. Here's what I want you to hear. Your small, imperfect, messy progress is infinitely better than perfect paralysis. The woman who drinks 2 more glasses of water than she did last week, she's winning. The woman who managed 1 10-minute walk, even though she had planned to do 5, she's winning. You don't need to match anyone else's pace, anyone else's results, anyone else's journey. You just need to move forward from where you are. Let's do a little visualization. Close your eyes if it's somewhere safe to do so. Imagine you are running a race. Not a competition race, just your race, your lane. Look to your left. There are other runners. They're going faster, looking strong, seeming to have it all together. Look to your right. More runners, different paces, different styles. Now this is important. Turn your head back to your lane. See the finish line ahead? That's your finish line. Now, open your eyes. How does that feel? This week, I'm challenging you to a comparison detox. Pick one thing that triggers comparison for you. For many, it's social media. For the next 7 days, unfollow or mute accounts that make you feel less than. No guilt, no explanation needed. They won't even know. If an account makes you feel inadequate, inspired but discouraged, or like you're failing, unfollow. Create space in your feed and in your mind for accounts that encourage you, teach you, or make you smile without making you feel behind. And here's some deeper work. When you catch yourself comparing this week, because you will, pause and ask, what am I actually feeling right now? Usually inadequacy, fear, or grief. What do I need? Usually grace, encouragement, or maybe realistic expectations. What's one small step I can take in my lane today, wherever you are in your journey? Whether you're starting something new or you've been in the groove for years, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You are different. Your energy is different. Your season is different. Your challenges are different. And that's not a problem. It's reality, and it needs to be honored. God isn't comparing you to anyone else. He's asking, what are you doing with what I gave you? And the beautiful part, your answer doesn't have to be impressive. It just has to be true. Monday, we're starting the month strong with stress-proofing your day, especially heading into the holidays. Wednesday, we're talking about sleep as a spiritual discipline. And Friday, we're addressing whether guilt is actually sabotaging your wellness. Have a great weekend. All right, you've got your next step. Small, doable, and real. If this inspired you, make sure to grab your free 5-minute daily reset at yournextbeststep.com. It's my gift to help you pause the chaos and reconnect with what matters most. Be sure to subscribe. And if someone came to mind while you listened, please share this with them. Remember, you are seen, you are known, and you matter. Be kind to yourself along the way. You are making real change, one step at a time.